Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for day 4, which will be the final day of the match between Australia and Pakistan. Now, the series has not quite gone the way that Pakistan wanted it to. They are sitting 2-0 down. This is the opportunity to just enjoy the last 39 runs that will be scored. David Warner currently not out, 52 runs. This is his final ever test match for the Australians. Wants to end on a high, in not out. Marnus, he's only sitting 16 runs away from his half century. And I should mention, we've got a special guest sitting right next to me, ladies and gentlemen. It is my mum joining me for this final session of the test match. Do you think, first of all, David Warner will be not out? And then, do you think Marnus will get his 50 here?
No.
Brutal lady she can be, but, you know, there's a chance. At the end of the day, like we saw Pakistan bowled out for 115. So if this pitch does start doing something, which it should be theoretically, and also the ball should be doing something because it's only 18 overs old.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's been a test match where at times it seemed like one side is batting on a different surface to the other. But I think that's down to the accuracy of the Australian bowling attack. The fact that they don't allow a lot to slip. So pretty much if you're not on your A game, you're going to find yourself going out. I mean, we saw South Africa versus India. How many wickets we saw throughout the first 2 days? We saw all of them because the match was over after 1.5 days.
That's bad.
It's quite bad. The shortest test match ever, I think it was.
Yeah.
So, not ideal. But this one's been a little bit longer. We're up to day 4. A little bit of rain was around, but they are just showing their thanks, Dave. It's been painted onto the field. And, yeah, it's just that big question. Is he going to be not out? Is he going to end his career, I guess, undefeated in a way? Because if you're not out at the end of it, you still got that little bit of something. Maybe that he gets that bug again in a year or two and decides he wants to come back. We saw it with Usman Khawaja. He thought his test career was over.
Yeah.
And he's come back and actually has done more since returning than he did before. And up the Aussie says Shannon. Yeah, it should be exciting. Lead. Day 4, Pakistan leads by 82. That's not correct, unless that's the female game, maybe? Is that... I'd assume that's the female version, isn't it? Because that's not the score. 7 for 68 for Pakistan, leading by 82. Unless that's... Maybe that was the start of the day, perhaps. That's where that was sitting. In fact, we weren't live, so that's why they had that. But now they are about to make their way out of the tunnels.
Oh, because you had to turn it off, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. You're back on track now.
We are back. I should mention, this is our first cricket live stream in about a week and a half, and I feel bad for that. But West Indies versus Australia, we are going to be having a lot more coverage of on the channel. Also alongside that, New Zealand-Pakistan T20 series. Starting up very soon. You're already dressed for it.
Yep.
Ready to rumble.
Go, the Black Caps.
Do you think they'll have a good shot?
Oh, if they pick the right team, they will.
Of course, there's series up against South Africa coming up as well. South Africa's team very talked about whether or not they have gone with the right choice.
Oh, I think there's a lot of calls for New Zealand to go, nah, stuff you. If you're not sending your best team, we don't want to play you.
Well, I think it should be more of a chance for New Zealand to say, okay, if they're not sending their best team, maybe we do need to look at who are the players that we're sticking around for the name value rather than who are the young guys that could actually break onto the scene.
Well, you look at our test team, they're all over 30. That's shocking.
It's got to be close to the oldest average age of the team, doesn't it? Although Australia's up there,
yeah.
Once they lose David Warner and Khawaja at the top of the order, eventually, you know, those names start to drop off. Youngest player for Australia at the moment, honestly, I couldn't even tell you. Maybe like Hazelwood, is he the youngest? Or Cam Green would be if he was in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Travis Head, he's about 32, I think.
Well, I think
so
they're all getting up there too. So.
Maybe Marnus, youngest Aussie.
Yeah.
The baby of the side and currently sitting on 34 runs off 41, David Warner. Now, this will be the last time he walks his way out onto the ground with the bat in hand. And that's got to be a pretty tricky one to be able to adjust to. You probably, as a professional cricketer, are able to take it out of your mind a little bit. But he will be feeling emotional, I would say. Nods his helmet, now making his way back out there onto the field. Over the top of the thanks Dave sign as well. They're just really trying to play with his emotions before he goes out there, aren't they?
Yeah.
39 runs left for this Australian side. So Jed, he didn't bowl too badly his last over, only going for the 1 run. We were kind of hoping David Warner would take a tad longer to get his half century so that we could call it on the channel, but we now get to call either his wicket or his not out.
What do you want to call?
I feel like at this point, he's come this close, so he might as well be not out at the end of it. You know, I feel like Steve Smith won't be happy if he goes out.
No.
Mainly because if Steve Smith then goes out, he'll be very angry. Throw on his toys. At the moment, at the crease, Warner and Marnus Labuschagne both scoring at a decent strike rate. Very unlike what we saw for the Aussies in their first innings, when they were scoring at about 2.5. Warner will be on strike. Apparently, he's had quite a few fours, 7 in total. That's 28 of his runs coming from boundaries. And like they've said, they've been positive and aggressive in their batting, which is something that I feel like when Australia do, they're actually sometimes even more dangerous. Because when you consider that they've scored 91 runs off 18 overs, yes, you could argue the pressure was off, so it didn't matter if they went out as much. But every side that has a good lead and only needs to chase around that 100, you want to make sure you get in there early, don't you? Don't allow the pitch to play it.
Well, Michael Vaughan, just before they were going out there, was running through all the instances where Aussie didn't get the runs and they were only chasing just over 100 runs.
Oh, hit Warner on the pad there, but he was advancing. No chance of an LBW unless you're extremely unlucky. Maybe when Steve Buckner is umpiring. He gave everything out, didn't he?
Oh, no, not everything.
Oh, down the leg side. Okay, they won't get the bye.
Run out.
There is one. It was quite funny before because when there was an LBW on, in fact, the caught behind shout from Pakistan, Rizwan, while Marnus was still on his knee, was just leaning on him. Just on him, talking to him, saying, "Did you hit that?" But I think that's just because Rizwan, no matter who he plays, they all seem to have high praise for him. Oh, chance for a run out there for Babar Azam. But they get through for the bye. A rough start from Salmon, 2 balls down the leg side. Sorry, I said that too much like the fish rather than his name. Salman, I think it is.
Salman.
Rather than salmon.
Yeah. Almost spelled the same.
Almost. So you said Labuschagne not to get his 50 here. And also Warner to not, beautiful reverse sweep from Marnus. That'll take him up to 38. The thing is, though,
I'm not right all the time.
he could get out on, like, let's say 48. Then Warner could go out quickly after. Australia still win.
Oh, yeah.
But then you'd be 100% correct. They are going a bit more risky. They said you got to pick the right ball to be able to go for the reverse sweep on. Anytime I try it in the nets, I get bowled. Mainly because I don't pick the ball.
And your coach probably doesn't appreciate it either.
Yeah, although he said we got to play a bit of baseball.
Is that right?
Yeah. And he said as much as it hurts him to say it because he's a traditionalist,
Yeah.
he's seen how effective it can be for England. Yeah, he said that we can do it. And then our whole team goes out, so it doesn't really work. 19 overs down, 97 for 1. They're talking about, or over this test match, they've been talking about who's that next opener for David Warner.
Well, they keep going Cam Green, but he's not an opener.
No, but apparently he can. And that's the only way to squeeze him in the team, they're saying. So, maybe Cam Green. The other options, Matthew Renshaw, Bancroft, and then also Marcus Harris, I think was the other one. It's been mentioned a bit, but that didn't look like you liked any of them that much.
Well, Marcus Harris, he had a fair whack at it.
Yeah. He's pretty unlucky, though. And I think Warner even said that he said that Marcus Harris is better than people give him credit for. It's just at international level he hasn't been able
to step up.
Oh, Jamal's first ball coming into the bowling attack. He's been one of the standouts for Pakistan in this series. Making his debut in his first match of the series, getting wickets. Also ended with, what was it, about 80 runs in this test match for the first innings. Could be quite a handy player for the future. And I think Pakistan, before this series, did say this is the plan for this series. They know that they're up against a tough Aussie side, but they're trying to find out who are the next guys who can go for about 10 more years. Jamal outside off stump, nicely pushed by Marnus. Tell you what, he's pushed that nicely. He's going to get 2 runs for it. I think he was only trying to just get it out there past man at cover. Hi Hamish, how are you doing? The Pakistanis have done poorly in this series, says Peter, although the problem that they've got is every side, with a couple exceptions, do struggle against Australia in Australia. Because you look at that series that India were able to win that last test match and how hard they had to fight just to have a chance in that one, because the Aussies don't have many off days. And the problem is, when they don't have one off day, or when they have an off day, they've still got 2 or 3 other days that they play extremely well on, that when they're getting it right, it's just very hard to face.
Yeah, and they're very patient.
I mean, they'll look at this test match as, why were we scoring at only 2.5, and why did we get bowled out for 299? They won't be happy with that, I wouldn't think, but they'll use it as ways of learning. We definitely have the hometown advantage, yes, says Peter Nolan. And yeah, just knowing the conditions, learning how the pitch bounces as well is something that Pakistan, I think they did better in the second test, because that first one was more of a learning curve for them of, okay, these are Aussie conditions, the ball's going to pop, the ball's going to do a bit more than sub-Mediterranean conditions, because that will bounce. But I feel like Pakistan, even though the score says otherwise in the series, they won't mind the series. I feel like it's exposed Jamal to the stage.
They've been in it. But then a bad decision or a decision will go against them and they just drop, don't they?
Well, the word drop is a perfect use of the terminology, because they've dropped 25 catches or something like that, maybe. It's maybe not that high, but
probably exaggerated.
It's got to be 15, doesn't it?
And they're pretty crucial catches too.
Every
catch is, but
when you drop a guy who's on 5 and he goes on to get 100, that hurts. But that's the 100-run partnership between these two. Just shows how early Usman Khawaja went out.
Oh yeah.
He got a good ball last night. 102 runs of 113 balls. Marnus probably loving every minute of this. Getting a bat out there with Warner. He's now moved up to 44. Do you think Khawaja's sitting on the sideline going, it should have been me? I should have been out there with my buddy for the final time.
Yep. But that was an unlucky call too. Umpires called on 2 of them.
Yeah.
So if the umpire said not out, he wouldn't have been out.
Yeah.
That's what I don't get.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one with umpires call. Trying to slice that one away was Warner, but he does hit it out to cover point. Just the one, so Jed cuts it off. 6 runs off the over from Jamal, but there wasn't really too much bad in that over, was there? It was just a couple of solid shots. That push from Marnus for 2.
In the gap.
Now 27 runs required for the Australians. In fact, I think that is 27 remaining. How many overs do you think it will take? So we're at 20 currently. I don't think we get to 27. To be honest, I think that'll be... In fact, I don't even know if we get to 25 overs. No. But there's a chance that it's like that 25, 26-ish.
Yeah. Not too many more anyway.
Well, it only takes one aggressive spin over, doesn't it? But Warner, I don't think will go hugely aggressive, because there'll be a part of him that wants to be there. Oh, that's close. That's very close. They'll go upstairs for this. And I think the only thing saving Warner here might be height. Are they going to... They might as well. You've got 2 reviews. Yeah, looks like they're going to. It'll be a nice finish to Warner to carry his bat in his final innings, says Peter Nolan. Yeah, to be not out at the end of a career is pretty big, although he looks, I don't know
He
if he
looks
looks...
worried.
Nah, mate. Bad on... Did he just say bad on it? Oh, it's hit him in the thigh. I think no matter what it is, he's come up with some sort of excuse for it.
He's always going to say that, though, isn't he?
Oh, I don't think he has got bad on that, but it's a steep bounce. And his leg's in the air, which is a bit weird for a back leg, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I guess, yeah, so that's on the thigh. I think it's going to be going over.
Yeah.
From the way that he's stretched out. Just checking that. No bat on it. For the Snicko. Ball tracker. Like I said, not very often you see a leg hit with the ball that's in the air. The original decision not out. Pitches in line, impact in line. Oh, it's umpire's call by maybe about 51% of the ball going over. So Jed's looking at it going, tell you what, if the bails are counted in there. But I think the commentators from Australia, they were a bit worried there. They're saying they don't want that to be the way it ends. That was very close. Actually, a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what he said.
Okay, I think Goff, the umpire there, so Jed was just asking the question, like, if the bails were counted, that's out.
Yeah.
And I think Goff actually said, yeah, that's a good point, but interesting. Oh, he's pitched that one just a little bit further up there. He's annoyed, though, because that could have been a big wicket for him. Just see the replay of this one. Yeah, see, that's
tough.
That's very close. That's very similar to the one that we saw for Pat Cummins. I think it was for Babar Azam, wasn't it? How it was 51% of the ball was hitting the wicket.
Yeah.
49% missing. Oh, awkward throw to Rizwan, but he does manage to get through for the single. I can understand in a way why he didn't give it out, because his leg was off the ground,
He
wasn't
hasn't
it?
given many anyway, this guy.
No. I think that's just due to the bounce that you get on Australian wickets.
Yeah, but have you seen some of the bounces that just dies?
Yeah, every once in a while you get the crack.
Yep.
Minus 6 runs away from 50 and he slogs. Swept, it's dropped by Pakistan. It's the captain, Masood.
Why are you there if you're not ready for a catch?
Now that pretty much summarises the Pakistan series.
That's the
unfortunately, that's meat and drink. Straight in the hands, straight out. Marnus not happy, but he would have been a lot less happy if he had gone out there. Now plays it sensible. End of the over, and I mean, that's just going to annoy the bowler even more, isn't it, Sajid? You've had 2 chances to get wickets. One's umpire's call. You can get the other guy out, but drop catch.
Yes.
That's out. That is out.
That's gone.
Oh. Okay, they haven't given it. Maybe thinking it's going down leg. They're going to steal a run as well, the Aussies. Bit cheeky from them. Well, now he will want to go upstairs, won't he?
Well, they got the review back.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I didn't think about that.
Go
Go upstairs.
Go upstairs.
Have a look, Sahar. You dropped the catch for him. You got to go up for him, mate.
You got
Go it. Do it. He's not going to do it. Oh, no, they did it. They did a review. I tell you what. You're not making yourself a popular captain. They say how nice of a guy he is, but, you know, if he didn't go upstairs for that, I think going down leg might be the thing that saves him, but he's hit deep in the crease.
It looked good.
Very deep. Did he get an edge on it, though? Is that why it was going down leg?
No.
Oh. This angle's real tricky to tell, isn't it? Because you can see all 3 stumps. But little edge? No, it doesn't look like it, but they will check Snicko.
Yeah, because one was no hotspot, but Snicko.
No. Oh.
No.
Okay, nothing on there. Ball tracker.
Oh.
Is this going to be Sajid's wicket? Oh, it's going down leg. It's missing. It's gone down leg. Babar Azam cannot believe it. I think he's more annoyed that they went up for it, perhaps. When he's saying, how can you go up for it when it's that far off the stumps? That's why we're both not umpires, I think, is perfect example there. Maybe we felt bad that the last one wasn't out.
It did look good, but then you watch the wicketkeeper. He was going down on light leg.
I think Marnus half-by told them, didn't he? And then to take a run, though, was a bit cheeky, wasn't it? But it was just that alertness from Warner. He said, no one's going for it. Yeah, so they're just talking about the fact that with Bales, it would have been probably more than umpire's call. Now, 25 runs remaining for the Aussies to get. Marnus Labuschagne on strike, 6 runs away from his half-century. He hasn't got it yet. He's still a wee way away.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, we've seen both men almost go out in that last over. Drop catch off Marnus's batting and then Warner having that umpire's call. Still a chance.
Pakistan aren't going to win it, though, are they?
No, don't be silly. No chance.
No chance.
Although, we saw 6 wickets fall for the South Africa-India game with no runs scored.
True.
That would make things interesting here, wouldn't it?
That would.
Monumental collapse. Although the problem that Australia, well, it's not a problem for them, it's a problem for everyone who plays them. They don't really have many weak links in their whole batting lineup. Even when you look down at their tail, they can all still bat. And all have the potential of scoring 30 if they really do well. Now, you look at Mitchell Starc, he's done well in the past with the bat. Nathan Lyon, sound technique. Pat Cummins, he was actually one of the main tail enders in that World Test Championship up against India, being able to score those extra runs when it mattered. Still one slip, about third or maybe second slip in fact. And then the gully. Labuschagne still on strike. I think we might actually get to the 27 overs now, mainly because with both men almost going out, I think they'll be a bit more sensible.
Yeah, they're going to be boring.
Nothing wrong with being boring, though, is it? Super Smash will be on today, won't it?
Should be. I'd imagine.
Been some close games in that competition. Although there's also been some quite one-sided ones, hasn't there? I know, a couple hours' time, is it?
Yeah, 5:30 kickoff.
A Northern Brave versus Otago. Might be worth a watch.
Yep.
You've actually been quite enjoying your Super Smash this year, haven't you? I feel like you've watched it more than past years.
Well, because it's available to be watched.
TVNZ Plus, isn't it?
Yeah. And the fact that it hasn't not very often clashed.
Best for David Warner, 335 not out. That was actually up against Pakistan.
You won't get that today.
No, I don't think so. I think he might struggle. But yeah, with West Indies test match about 8 days away or something like that, I think it is. It will be interesting to see who they go with as that new opener.
Who do we place? We must place.
We got Pakistan in the T20 series.
Oh, okay.
That's in about 6 days or something.
12th. Friday, 12th.
And then wins Australia, West Indies. That might actually be a little bit later, about the 18th or so, is it? 17th.
17th.
So 11 days till their next test match. They'll be rested, recovered, ready to go again. But 24 runs required here. Warner on strike. Last ball of the over from Jamal. Nice and straight. And I mean, we didn't feel like he should have gone for 6 in his first over, but you know, that was probably about the same. It was just a little bit more honed in towards the stumps. 24 runs left. They're gonna drag it a little bit.
They are, aren't they?
But that's just because they've realised, hang on, we can't just go out playing silly shots here. Because they both had a good strike rate heading into lunch. Now, Warner, he slowed down a little bit. Marnus, he's still ticking along, though. 45, 1-6 away from his half-century. One boundary away from 49. Now going to be on strike. Shajid still going to be bowling. Tongue wouldn't go in the right place there.
I know what that's like. Struggled for words all day.
Oh, okay. I was pretty confused there. Now Sajid. Oh, advancing. Getting aggressive. Well, Marnus, I think he's trying to shut down the spin, but the problem is he's just not picking it.
No.
Well, he probably is. He's just not able to get to where it's bouncing. So it was well bowled by Sajid. Bring his line down more. I think he's still having a bit of a chat with Warner about that DRS one. Oh, beautiful drive from Marnus, and that will find the gap. He moves to 49 now of 58 balls. There's still a chance he goes out.
Wouldn't he be pissed off if he goes out?
I'd say so. To be fair, they should have had him out.
Yeah,
so I feel like you were correct in some regards because...
Yeah, he did go out.
Technically. Well, not technically, but theoretically.
Theoretically.
20 runs to win now. Oh, he shuts it down again. Yeah, a couple aggressive overs here, and we will probably see the end of this contest.
Mm.
I mean, for Pakistan, you do wonder, it's pretty one-sided in terms of the way that this match sits now. First innings could have been anyone's, but with Pakistan getting bowled out for 115, you wonder, would Sheen Afridi have made enough of an impact? I honestly think no. Oh, no, that's off his pad. It's off his pad. Sajid, he just loves it, doesn't he? He just gets right up in it every time. He's going to make them use all the reviews. Marnus is having a bit of a giggle about it because he just knows he hasn't hit it. Not happy with that one. And hi, Hamish, hope you're doing well. Says Landy Beard, doing very well. Thank you very much. We've got the URC tomorrow morning that I will be covering at 4 a.m. And then,
lucky you.
Yeah, some more cricket just around the corner. But yeah, we had a little bit of a break, I guess you could say, about, I think it was like 7 or 8 days.
Wow.
That we didn't upload a video or do a live stream, which was really weird. That was too long in a way. Oh, yep, Sajid Khan still talking with David Warner. There's Salman just going over to him. I feel like all of the players for Pakistan, they're just chilling, and then there's Sajid Khan, who is very aggressive.
He is.
But, like they said, that's why he's in the team, because he brings that little bit of fire to the Pakistan side.
Well, until today, he hasn't really backed it up with his bowling, has he?
No, well, that's the thing. He's considered the first choice spinner, but he's been considered second choice all throughout the series, mainly because Salman has done so much better. Definitely this test match, anyway. Now Warner on strike. Jamal, the bowler, nicely driven, but it goes straight to Sajid Khan. Gives him, well, I was going to say gives him the finger, but it was a different finger.
Yeah, it was.
As if to say, if you get out of your crease, I'm throwing that ball. Marnus on 49. Warner on 54. Both men not out at this point, but all it takes is one good ball. And does Warner, if he gets the short one outside off stump, does he lash at it?
Problem is they need 9 good balls.
Oh, tell you what, he's had a bit of a swing at that one. He will manage to get the 2 runs for it, but it was more of a heave than anything from David Warner. Kind of shot we're going to see in the SA20 very soon. Shot we see in the BBL each and every night. I've been talking about it a lot. Is Test match cricket dying because of T20?
Yep.
And it's never been as strong of an argument as it is now.
Well, especially with the South African game, wouldn't it?
I mean, we're considering going to New Zealand, Australia, aren't we? But don't know whether or not it's going to go long enough. Just the 1 run taken by Warner. He now moves up to 57. Now Labuschagne.
It will only go long enough if the Kiwis can bat.
Yeah, but then on New Zealand conditions, normally it's easier to bat long, isn't it? Because sometimes the pitch, I mean, Pakistan get a bad rap, but New Zealand have been known for, like, having flat tracks, normally. Oh, yeah, there. Why? What happened to the South Africa game? Been offline for a while, says Landy Beer. Well, if you're talking about... Wait, okay. I thought you were talking about the rugby, but I think you're talking about the test match in terms of why it's dying. Pretty much South Africa versus India ended up being the shortest test match in history. And they lost 40 wickets across pretty much 5 sessions of test match cricket. So South Africa were bowled out for 55. India were then bowled out for about 153. South Africa then bowled out for about 160 or something, was it? Somewhere around there. No, it might be a little bit more actually, about 180. And then India got the runs with plenty of time left, but still lost 3 wickets. So sorry, actually 33 wickets lost rather than 40. That's a great shot, although it has gone over the boundary. That will be Lavishane's 50 now. Well batted from Marnus. Sometimes you got to ride your luck, and that man has had more luck than many in international cricket. Even when he first started out, getting those big scores, often was dropped early. And I says the 2 Aussies, welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing extremely well. Marnus just getting his 50. A long time no see. Yeah, it is good to see you. We are going to be doing the Australia-West Indies series, so be sure to stick around for that. As those games, they're going to be pretty good. I would say, like, this series overall, it's had some good moments, but Pakistan's fielding has really hurt them. And I mean, that's another example. Trying to flick it back in the field of play just knocks it over the boundary rope. Shorter ball from Jamal was slower as well. Trying to mix up the speed. They will just get the 1 run. Let's work from Rizwan. And 12 to win now for the Australians. I mentioned 2 aggressive overs and they could get there. So sad about Warner, says the 2 Aussies. It is sad to a certain extent, but at the same time, it's nice to know that he's going out on his own terms, if that makes sense. Like, we've seen a lot of great players in the past, like, whether it's cricket or all sports, who have had to end their careers because of an injury or something along those lines. You know, you get a hamstring injury or an Achilles calf, and then they have to say, nah, that's me. But at least for Warner, like, he's got a chance here to be not out at the end of his test career. And I feel like with the amount of runs and with the amount that he's given to Australian cricket, it would be a fitting way for him to close out. He's my favourite player, though. There's the 2 Aussies. And I think he's actually going to be taking a bit of a commentary role in the near future, if I'm not wrong. He did a little bit for the BBL, I think it was. Or when he was injured a little bit ago, he was doing some commentary. And I think he probably would fit that mould quite well. So, yeah, I think you'll still hear him quite a bit. You'll probably get to hear his insight more than you did when he was a batsman. But, yeah, he'll still be around Australian cricket, I would say. Just, unfortunately, not with the pads on. We have got there, gosh, did not know. That sounds hectic. I think the players focus more on the other formats. That's sad, though. I would love to have it remain part of the game. Says Landy Bear. Yeah, unfortunately, like, it's a blessing and a curse, because it's great that players are getting paid a lot of money to play short format, but in that process of doing that, you also lose the... Warner advances, but he gets his back down.
Did he?
I think so, yeah. They're going upstairs. Nah, I think he was safe. But we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, like, they've lost a lot of great players because they decide we just want to bowl 4 overs. It's easier, or we just want to bat for a short period of time. You know, playing 5 days of cricket, or playing in the current test situation, 3 days or 4 days of cricket is a lot more taxing than whacking the ball around for a little bit and then getting to go home. So, you know, in terms of if you're a player who really likes the idea of being able to make big bucks, the short formats for you. If you're a test match player, you know, they're slowly getting taken away from the game. Oh, his bat kind of bounces, doesn't it? Yeah, no, he's all right. He done well, David Warner. Yep. Very nicely done. We have got there, yeah, we lost AB de Villiers due to money. Can't say I blame any of them. Yeah, at the end of the day, like, even players who, that's close. It's not given, though. Yeah, even players who love cricket and love playing for their country, like, you can't blame them for taking big money because you've only got a certain window as an international player or as a player in general that you're going to be able to earn those big dollars. So you've got to make the most of that chance. They have decided to go upstairs again.
Well, why wouldn't you? There's only 11 runs to go. Last review.
Yeah. And I think he might play some games in the BBL. So is he still... Oh, they all move around, don't they? Is he still Sydney Thunder in the BBL? Oh, or did he go to the Renegades for a bit? No.
Oh, I don't know.
They all move around, don't they?
Going down the leg.
Yeah, maybe leg and over. Just with the height.
Yeah, but he's...
Yeah. He is a bit, isn't he?
That's probably...
I think it's going to be another umpire's call and Sajid's going to uppercut the umpire.
Yeah. And we will never see him again.
The umpire or Sajid?
Sajid.
Okay, there's no bet on it. They're going to go to ball tracker. I think this one's going over as well. Warner's laughing about it. Is that because he knows that he's safe again?
Yep.
It's hitting. 3 reds. Sajid goes over to him though, gives him a big handshake. And that will be the last time we see David Warner make his way from the field. Gets a massive hug from Labuschagne. All the Pakistan players going over to him, showing respect as he makes his way off the field in Test match cricket for the last time. He'll be disappointed to not be there at the end, won't he?
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
It's just ironic, really.
I mean, Sajid, to be fair, no one predicted that one bounced halfway up the stump.
No.
Like, that was really weird.
Yeah.
How low it was. Because it hit him on the thigh, didn't it? So I had to drop about half the wicket. But now David Warner making his way off the ground. Now Steve Smith, who probably didn't want to have to bat here, has to make his way out there, gets a massive hug. And I am, says, Brandon, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Now Warner gives his helmet to a kid as well as he makes his way from the field. He's going to hang on to that bat, though. Last time he goes up the SCG steps as well. Yeah, the kid got the helmet and the gloves. Oh, he's almost just fallen on the ground. Going up to his parents. Jeez, he's gone a long way to meet him, isn't he? He's just travelled up about 15 flights of stairs.
Maybe he knows him. I don't know.
And I wonder if the players of old, like my mum's cousin Andrew Hall. Oh, sorry, I didn't read out that one, did I? My mother's cousin was previous Protea player Andrew Hall. I would have gone for the money too, probably, says Landy Beer. Well, that's the thing. Back in the olden days, well, not olden days, but I guess the last era of cricket, you could call it. Like, players didn't know what it was like to get paid millions of dollars to play cricket. It's the same with the rugby side of things. It was only really the last maybe decade or so, or maybe even the last 5 or so years, that those $1 million contracts have started to come out. Because you look at some of the Aussies, like Mitchell Starc making 4-point-something million in the IPL. Like, if the IPL wasn't a thing, he'd be Test match cricket through and through, the whole way through. But at some stage, he might look to focus just on short format because it's going to be easier on the body. Beautifully worked by Steve Smith. First ball that he's faced, and he's hit it to the boundary. I wonder how much Jonty would have been paid for. Lots. Says Landy Bear. Yeah. There's a lot of guys from the older generation that could have made a lot of money playing cricket. And you do feel bad for them, the fact that they kind of paved the way so that these new guys can get paid massive dollars. That was almost umpire's call on the stump too, wasn't it?
I thought it was. He's going, what are you going to give?
He's looking at the umpire as if to say, why do you not like me? But yeah, the way that this one... See, that still... I guess it makes sense. It just looked lower on the last one, didn't it?
Yeah.
David Warner got the 50 in his last innings. 2600s he has got for himself. Is South Africa going to get chills when I see 7 runs to win? Says Landy Bear. Now nicely fielded down at finally. Just the... Oh, no, they got back for 2. Good running. Well, now it's down to 5. So, a few less chills, perhaps. Do you think Marnus finishes with a 6? Do you do it just for fun? It's up against Jamal, though. He's not a very easy batsman or easy bowler to hit away.
No, he's not.
Hey, Amish, been a while, says Xavier. Welcome in, mate. We are doing extremely well. I should mention we are doing Australia versus West Indies Test Match Series on the channel. So that is probably some of the next cricket we've got alongside the Pakistan New Zealand T20s. And we could even throw in some BBL along the way, maybe, just for good measure. Although I haven't actually covered any of the BBL yet this year, so I feel bad to come in when I haven't done the rest of it. You like the BBL, don't you?
Yeah.
Been watching
it's
it.
a wee bit late here, which annoys me.
That's why you like the Super Smash, I think, more, isn't it?
'Cause
Not
it's
only...
at a decent hour.
And I guess you've also got the New Zealand players in there. Solid from Marnus. That little nod. 125 for 2 for the Australians. It was a not fun, not a good day for me and Ava have our first fight, says Brandon in there. That is not good, Brandon. Now, I probably shouldn't ask what it was about because normally they have a lot of up and goes. You know, so I hope that wasn't the thing that caused the argument. That's going to be edged down for Marnus. It's 4 runs. I mean, it's not the most beautiful shot you will see, but it's effective. And now move up to 129. Australia are tied. They need 1 run to win. Emotional last innings for both Dean Elgar in South Africa and David Warner of Australia are both for the wicket in their last innings of Test cricket. Says Xavier. And I mean, Dean Elgar, he got a massive reception. And I feel like Virat Kohli, I know that he gets a lot of stick, you know, for how aggressive he can be and how passionate he gets. But when they were celebrating Elgar's wicket, he pretty much said to his team, nah, we're not celebrating that anymore. We're all going over to him and shaking his hand rather than getting too excited. That was a good Yorker there from Jamal. He's handy enough with the ball. He knows it as well. The way he's looking at Marnus there. No, he hadn't had any in the past 3 weeks. Is that why? It's maybe a fight. Just by the way, you saved the Rugby World Cup for me. Load shedding and lagging Wi-Fi at the time, not fun. Says Landy Bear. Yeah, I mean, to have covered all of the games of the Rugby World Cup was pretty awesome. Although also it's destroyed my sleep schedule. I still haven't been able to sleep since that World Cup the way that I could before it. I keep forgetting things. I think I've aged like 25 years from doing them, but she'll be right. Nice shot from Marnus. Works it away. They will just run the 1. In fact, Marnus thinks it's going to the boundary. No, it hasn't. They just take the 1. And Australia take the series 3-0 up against Pakistan. Series riddled with moments. Errors from Pakistan in the field have cost them. And Australia some brilliant moments in the batting lineup. Also with the ball in hand. As always, we have got the Australia are going to win by 8 wickets. And thanks for the coverage, Hamish. I will catch you on future streams, says Peter. So yeah, the next series, New Zealand versus Pakistan. And also series taking place between the West Indies and Australia. Those are our next 2. I recommend sleeping non-stop 6 months ahead for the next one, says Landy Bear. It's a good idea.
You might have it. No. I'm not going to say what I said. It's guaranteed.
And while I was gone, I joined a cricket team, hated South Africa 1-point win. I found my Super Smash team. I'm an Otago Volts fan, says Xavier. Fun fact.
They come in right. They're getting better.
2 of the guys in that team I used to play cricket against.
That's right.
Maybe. Or I used to play rugby with one of them.
Who's that?
Louis Johnson. Is he still at the Otago Volts?
Yep.
And then Nathan Smith.
He's actually playing for Wellington.
Oh, has he moved, has he?
He's moved.
Well, I got him out.
Opening the bowling for them.
Oh. Yeah. He's always a handy enough batsman, wasn't he?
Oh, he's doing well in his bowling.
It's a bit of a weird one because I got him out and the man who took the catch was Cullen Grace, who is now an All Black. and a Crusaders player.
Wow.
So it's a weird triangle.
It is.
Who's doing the worst out of the three of us?
Yeah. Have they got 40-odd thousand subscribers?
I was saying, I'm doing the worst. Told her I wanted to go back to my dad. He's very sick, and she wanted to come to her friend house, so she pissed because she didn't want to go to my dad's. Says Brandon. And were you going to do live commentary on the Otago Wellington match a few weeks ago? If not, it would have not been a long stream. Yeah, there's been a couple blowouts, hasn't there, in the cricket? And Otago was a good team. Didn't think we'll win it, though. Either Aces or the Kings don't watch it much, says Xavier. Yeah, good game happening later on today. I think it's, who was it? The Brave versus Otago, I think it actually was. Yeah, we'll have to see how that one goes.
Yeah,
Sheena Freedy, big hug to David Warner. Thanks, mate. I'll see you soon. Yeah, see, they all just end up hanging out anyway, don't they?
Yeah. You see, to me, it's Northern Districts versus Otago.
Northern Districts versus Otago.
Yeah.
The Northern Braves, the women's team, isn't it?
No, that's the men.
Oh.
Brave.
Oh.
Votes. Yeah, see, it's weird.
Sorry, I've been off for a while. Is that your sister next to you? Says Landy Bear.
Yeah. You need glasses.
Oh, it's my mum. She loves a bit of cricket, don't you? You're wearing the kit and cap. Got you for Christmas.
Yep. Happy.
Happy as.
It's my first Black Caps kit. I've never had one.
Really?
Really?
Oh, because I got you the Black Ferns one, didn't I?
Yeah.
But, yeah, first ever black. That surprises me.
I know. Because I do like my cricket, but...
Hey, Amish, did you have 10-day break? Don't worry, you need it. Says Brandon, yeah, it was a little while. But, yeah, I mean, it was a nice break to have overall. I think the men and women are both called the Northern Brave.
Oh, are they?
Says Xavier. And there as well. But nonetheless... I think that is going to be the end of this live stream, ladies and gentlemen. We have been going for only around 47 minutes, but they did get the runs relatively quickly. Oh gosh, really? Hello, Amish's mum. Hope you do the next Rugby World Cup with them, says Landy Bear. Fun fact, we did the Women's World Cup together.
Yeah, because that was at a decent hour.
So if you like a little bit of intenseness, watch the final moments of that final between New Zealand and England.
That was good, wasn't it?
My mum was sweating. She was nervous for the Black Ferns. And then she celebrated big time when they got over the line. In fact, I think that is a clip that we've got on the channel that you could check out. Ever thought of just doing a Just Chatting stream? Not really. I don't have enough to talk about, I don't think. I don't do a lot, to be honest. So other than sport, like, I don't really have that much to chat about, really. But if you guys like us randomly talking and whatnot, we've got the Kiwi Lads Entertainment channel where me, George, and also my mum, you've been doing a few videos on there too, haven't you?
Yep.
Yeah, be sure to check that out as it's random videos each and every week. Bit more chilled out than these ones. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. And we will see you for the Lions versus Sharks game that is taking place tomorrow morning. 4 a.m. New Zealand time. Be sure to check that out.